Plants require water and minerals for performing most of the metabolic activities. Now, in order to perform all these activities, be it respiration, photosynthesis, or even repair, it requires both the minerals as well as water. Water and minerals are the most important things for the plants, and they can take it up only by the roots. So, we need to know the various importance or the kinds of role water plays for the plants. First important role is it helps in photosynthesis. Water is the main ingredient. If you see the reaction for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water combine to form the glucose. Now, this, although water is required in very trace amount, but still it is very important because oxygen is released as a byproduct, and that oxygen is evolved out, and as an exchange of it, carbon dioxide comes inside through the same stomatal pore, and this carbon dioxide's carbon is utilized for formation of glucose. Glucose is the main food or nutritive source for giving energy to the plant's body and performing all the metabolic activities inside the plant. So photosynthesis is very important, and water is an important ingredient for the process. Next is for transpiration. Now there are various roles these transpiration plays. First thing is it helps in maintenance of water balance in the atmosphere. It provides cooling effect, and extra water which is absorbed or which helps in suction pressure or movement of water or minerals from the roots till the tip of the plant, it takes place with the help of transpiration itself. So the various roles which are plays, one of it is the cooling effect. Secondly, it is helping in the opening of stomatal pore. Third thing is it is also helping in movement of minerals from the root till the tip of the plant. Third important thing is the transportation. Now the transportation of minerals, which I had already said, once the minerals are moving from the roots till the tip of the plant or the site where it is required in the plant, it is because of the water. And not only that, even the food which is made in or glucose which is formed in the leaves, it needs to be transported to different areas of requirement and even for storage in form of glycogen. So both these tasks are performed also in presence of water, so water plays a very important role in that way as well. The next importance is for the mechanical strength. If water is flowing in the plant, it provides mechanical support, in the sense it provides turgidity or the completely full-fledged swollen condition, or you can say all the protoplast is capable of expressing itself, or cells have proper shape and size maintained because of presence of water within them. So that's why it is providing mechanical strength, because the entire cell is capable of expressing its entire cellular content, or it is completely open, expressing its entire cytoplasm. It is only because of the water content within it. So these are few of the important points or the reasons why water is important for the plants. Second important thing is regarding the minerals. Minerals help in the movement in the cell. Now, what is the meaning of cell movement? From one cell to another cell, when some substance is moving, it requires certain ions, and those ions are provided by the minerals. Suppose calcium is very important, sodium and potassium are important for movement, so from one cell to another. Basically there are gated channels, so these channels they open when there is presence of these ions. So that's why the minerals, or that is the reason why cellular movement or from one cell to another cell movement is controlled by the minerals. For respiration and cell division also there is requirement of minerals. If you remember the process of respiration, iron is very important, because think about higher organisms like the human beings. They have hemoglobin molecule within them, and this hemoglobin is capable of binding oxygen. Four number of oxygen molecules are bound by iron, and with the help of that it can move from one place to another. Not only that, even zymase action is enhanced, or it is accelerated with the help of presence of iron. Cell division is facilitated by important by phosphate ions. So ATP formation is required because energy is required, and that is met with the help of phosphate. For various enzymes and activity of the enzymes, there is requirement of certain minerals have cofactors, and the central metal ion which is there, like if you remember the structure of chlorophyll, the central metal ion is magnesium. So chlorophyll is functional only when there is magnesium within it. If there is decrease in magnesium content, then again there is um, disruption in the activity. So that is what is written over here. Parts of nucleic acids are also made up of the minerals. So think about some of the minerals like nitrogen is very important. If you see the structure of adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, everywhere you will see that the structure is made up of, there is presence of nitrogen in somewhere at first and seventh position, somewhere at 3, 7 and 9 position of benzene ring. You will see the presence of nitrogen. So nitrogen plays a very important role in formation of nucleic acids. And not only that, even the proteins are made up of it. Proteins are the building blocks of various active substances or compounds in the plants, and that's why they are important. So mineral and water both are important for the plants. Not only that, they are absorbed by the roots. So we need to know that how the roots are adapted in order to absorb these both the substances, both water as well as minerals. First of all, we should know about the water, because water, along with water, minerals are also absorbed. Minerals are kind of solidified substances and they need some fluid to move. So that's why water is the most important thing over here for movement. Roots contain root hair, and root hair, because of the presence of root hair, huge number of or huge amount of surface area is accumulated or is um, taken up by the roots. And because of the roots being enormous and extending to a very large area, water can be absorbed by all these root hairs, and extensive water absorption takes place with the help of roots. So what is the function of root hair? Root hair increases the surface area for absorption of water. So more amount of water will be absorbed, and more, along with more amount of water, more amount of minerals will be able to move. So because of this, enormous surface area is there. The epidermis of root hair is permeable to water. So epidermis is the outer layer of root hair, and it allows the movement of water very easily inside, because it is made up of very thin cellulosic walls, and these cellulosic walls are acids that they allow the movement of water within them. And even the root tips, if you have an idea about, this is root cap. This goes this is very hard and tough, and it helps in um, moving deep inside the soil, or uh, going to the deeper extensions of the soil, whereas the root hairs, they are present at these areas, and each of the root hair will bifurcate to form several more root hairs. And because of this, the surface area which it is covering is enormous, and the surface, as the surface area is increasing, more amount of water is getting absorbed, and along with it, lot of minerals are also getting absorbed. So that's why it is important. Now, the next important thing is that root hair contains cell sap, which is at a higher concentration than the surrounding water. And because of this, there is continuous movement of water from the outside soil to the inside, because there is difference in the concentration. As because the root hair is much more concentrated, so water from outside will try to diffuse in and balance the amount of concentration inside the cell sap, and that helps in the easy diffusion of water from the outside soil to the inside of the root hair. Now, there are a few biological terms, and about them you all should learn. First is diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of not only water molecules, solid or even gaseous substances from higher concentration to lower concentration. So, wherever you will see that there is higher concentration and the movement has to take place, it will always try to form equilibrium with the area which has lower concentration, and that's why the movement is always from higher to lower concentration. Now, in order to understand this, you all can think about one activity in which you have been given a beaker, and in the beaker you have added certain I should take, yes, few crystals of potassium permanganate. This entire beaker is filled with water. As the beaker is filled with water, you can imagine that these crystals, they will start diffusing. So once they start diffusing, they will try to evenly distribute the color amongst the entire beaker. So this beaker, which was initially blue colored, will tend to become mix of blue and pink. I hope I'll be able to make it properly. So you all can imagine that a beaker is there and you just add a drop of ink inside it. It will diffuse, and at after a certain period of time it will be at equilibrium. So the entire water will be having equal amount of water and dye. What exactly happens during this process? Let's look into that. There are certain molecules, and all these molecules of water, you all are aware that H2O, two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen is there. And whenever any, suppose one dye or potassium permanganate has got added, it will come and bind over here. So in between the molecules they will just come and bind. So when the equal distribution is there for this potassium permanganate or any other solute particle which has come in liquid medium, then we say that diffusion has occurred. So equilibrium, whenever it is reached, it is complete diffusion. Diffusion takes place in all the three mediums. You are capable of diffusing any substance in or in solid, liquid, as well as in gases. This was the liquid diffusion. Think about diffusion taking place in a gas. So if someone sprays deodorant in a room or any diffuser in a room, the diffusion, or even the person who is at any extreme corner will be able to smell the diffuser. It is because of this air molecules diffusing the entire perfume to the entire room evenly, or equally the air is distributing the fume to the room, and because of that we can smell it from any corner. So these are this is one of the way by which diffusion occurs, or movement of particles from higher concentration, the place where it is present in maximum quantity, to a place where it is present in minimum quantity takes place, and at the end the place which had highest concentration and the place which had initially lowest concentration comes to equilibrium at the end. So this is all regarding the diffusion.